Hi, it's Craig Metrowich for VideoCelebrityNews.com, and I've got Clinton Barnard with me from, what's your business called?
Skin Trade Tattoos.
Skin Trade Tattoos. This guy's highly talented. For those who didn't see the live intro early on, you can go and see that at Facebook.com/Metrowich, Metrowich. You know, I've been spelling it my whole life. Eh?
Metrowich.
My poor daughter, she's going to have to spell it her whole life. Right, in part of the intro, what's awesome is the fact that we are sitting next to a highly talented tattoo artist. All right, and he looks the real deal. I must tell you, you do look the part. We were saying earlier on is, if this poor guy has to go to an airport check-in, I mean, if you go on a honeymoon, right, I believe you've got a girlfriend, if you go take on a honeymoon, you realize you're going to have to put an hour aside just to go through the security, you know?
Well, yeah.
Beep, try again, beep, try again. And listen, we've got basically, the relationship-wise, I've also got metal. Okay,
yeah,
can I tell everybody where it is?
Yeah,
okay, I'll share.
Yeah.
All right, I had a skull tumor removed, and in that, I was telling Clinton earlier on, I've literally got a hole in my head, explains my personality. Finally, I've got a hole in my head. And I've got titanium over here, titanium plate in my head. So I'm definitely not anti-metal whatsoever, because it literally saved my life.
But that's the thing, is people have been modifying themselves for years.
Correct.
All sorts of strange reasons.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you go to the history of tattoos, something that I was just doing a bit of research before I met you, is it goes back hundreds of years, and it's had highs, lows, there's been prejudices, there's been wars, there's been a whole lot of things linked to it.
Well, like any belief, people do it and people don't do it. People who don't do it don't like the people that do it. And
yeah, correct.
But I mean,
there's differences between opinions of what is good and what is right and what is wrong and what's fashionable, eh?
Absolutely. And at the same time, I mean, you know, it's always been there. Like every single culture. No one could be like, we started tattooing. We were the ones that found it. Because those guys are doing it too. Everyone's been doing it.
In actual, if you look at, for example, the Polynesians, just to bring in some of the history, and you look at the New Zealanders, and you look at the Maoris, and
the Japanese, and the Vikings.
I mean, everybody at some stage in their history did apply the tattoo side.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's like some guy was like, "Hey, I should mark myself," and picked something up and marked it, and then spent the rest of his life trying to rub it away, realizing that it's not going to happen. Like, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Clinton, just some questions, right, for our audience. Let's just set the tone. How young were you when you got into the trade?
I was 18, bordering on 19. Yeah. Which seems very young, and it is.
It is. Yeah,
and I was 18, bordering on 19, and I was still a child. I was very young.
Because I know you said at about 13 years old, he decided this is what he wants to do. But obviously, being 13 was very young. Then to try and get into it at a professional level, even at 18, 19, that's still young, eh?
Well, the thing is, I'd had like 5 to 10 years prep. I mean, to put it to you this way, I decided I wanted to be a tattoo artist when I was like 9 years old, which sounds crazy, and it is. What
did your parents think about that? How did you announce it? Did you write? Hang on, I can see how you announced it. Did you write in on your bedroom like a picture, or how did you announce it to them?
I just turned to my mom. Look, basically it's her fault, so she can't really say anything.
Mom, it's your fault. Okay.
Well, she bought me a tattoo magazine. She's like, look at this, because I was always looking at art.
Hey, I get it.
I was buying every single art book I could get my hands on when I was a kid, because I just wanted to draw stuff and I needed inspiration. I needed reference. Right. And my mom was like, here's a tattoo
magazine. Did you
magazine.
love Marvel comics at all? Did you love comics at all?
Dude,
did it appeal to you?
I still love comics.
I get it.
My house is the mecca of comic books. I've got so many.
Don't tell us you got those. Like in the States, comics is huge. So is tattooing, by the way. It's huge, okay? And the guys pay big bucks for some of those editions. So hopefully people are going to pay big bucks for your specialized, unique tattoos, eh?
Oh, we can hope, yeah.
Why not?
Maybe a signature will make the difference. I don't know.
It can make the difference. Listen, share with us also your, where can people see some of your work? Because I've seen some of your work and you truly are talented. Where can they see your work?
You can see my work on skintrade.co.za, which is .com. I think it's .com. You can check it on Facebook. Skin Trade Tattoos on Facebook, Skin Trade CPT on Facebook.
And just Google. I mean, I Googled, right? What I did is I thought, okay, let me just test this out to see what images come up. So I Googled your name and surname, and I put it under images, and I just saw some brilliant artistic work.
Well, that's it. Everything's Googleable. If it's on Facebook, you can Google it. I'm also on Instagram a lot. It's Clint Tattoo.
Yeah.
At Clint Tattoo. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. I'm still learning Instagram. But yeah, like I post my work as much as possible, like wherever I can. So, yeah.
Let's talk about the psychology and the benefits of some of your clients. Because me being a business coach and an inspirational speaker, I always want to bring back, how does the creativity of a tattoo artist, one, impact people? I mean, how does it impact them emotionally? Give us an example. Craig, people leave you. How do they leave you?
Well, the thing is, you need to understand, firstly, you're getting a tattoo, it hurts. It's not
There's
painless.
a bit of pain in it.
Yeah, it's not painless. So you've made a conscious decision to hurt yourself on purpose. So let's start there. So whatever you get.
Listen, I've been doing that my whole life, man. I'm 52 years old, and as an entrepreneur, you know how many times I've hurt myself on purpose by trying a project, and then it's a massive, huge monster failure, but you learn from that.
No, absolutely.
You know? So I love that. That is such a cool analogy, is that there's lessons to be learned from the journey of life, and by you doing a tattoo on somebody, it might remind them of a low or a huge high.
Well, that's the thing. Is you're going to do it. You're going to do it for a really good reason.
Because there's some pain in it.
So I've dealt with people. I think if I was to try point out a favorite moment in time for me, I remember a 96-year-old woman coming into my tattoo shop.
What? 96?
Yeah,
I love it.
I was
hey, tell us. You got to tell us this. I want to know this.
I was like, why are you here?
Yeah, wrong address.
What do you want? And she was like, her husband had just died. Okay. So I was like, I'm terribly sorry about that, because that's the type of person I am. Yeah. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. His whole issue was she couldn't get a tattoo.
I'm with you. Okay.
So she got her first tattoo, which was a butterfly about the size of a 50-cent coin.
Don't tell us where it is, in case somebody knows it.
she was 96 when I was 18. If she's still alive,
she's fine for us telling us about this. It's fine.
Yeah, and we got a little butterfly about 2-3 centimeters big, and next thing I know, she wanted more and more and more and more and more. And I sat tattooing this 96-year-old woman because she wasn't allowed to get tattooed.
Right.
And to me, that was huge, because it was like, everyone's trying to stop you from doing stuff, and all you want to do is stuff, and you should just do it.
Well, look, let's actually nail that point. There's something that's I want to bring across as well. I'm very anti people that are racist. If you're a racist, sorry, man, take your issues somewhere else. If you've traveled the world like I have, right? People are people. It's only politicians that create the divide between us. And the politicians, seriously, I hope they watch video celebrity news, because they need to get their act together and create jobs for us. They need to actually bring us closer together. And yes, just before elections, do your electioneering, but the rest of the time, do your jobs and create an environment where people can thrive together, where entrepreneurs like a guy like this, like Clinton, can thrive and be successful.
Well, that's
instead of having prejudice and things that take us apart. I mean, it freaks me out that, this guy could be my son, okay?
But old,
and then, I'm 52. Okay, how old are you again?
33.
33, right? So the point is what if he was my son? What, am I not going to love the oak? And you need to think about that. It's the same with religion. I tell people, don't discuss religion with me, because frankly, you're going to just try and discuss things that might separate us. If you want to discuss religion to bring us together as a human race, I'm all for that. And I've interviewed a pastor, by the way.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I even interviewed a political analyst, but they wanted to bring us closer together. So that's why I did it.
The thing for me is, people have their beliefs, and that's cool, and that's theirs, and I'm not taking anything away from them. If you want to be whatever you want to be, that's fine. Do it.
So if I walked in and I said, listen, I want a tattoo, I want to be I want to be the clone of Batman. You'd say,
the clone of Batman.
Well, it might be difficult, eh?
That's body armor, but I'm sure we can figure something out.
You can do the rest.
Yeah, I'd definitely give you a Batman tattoo.
Would you like to try that, eh?
Yeah. Look, like I said earlier, dude, I'm a huge comic fan. I've been reading comics my entire life. Right. So, Batman, I'm in.
Hang on, let's go with the next question. So, your inspiration at this stage, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you get inspired? I get inspired by meeting people like you, because you make a difference to my life. I learn something from every interview.
I think every client of mine gives me something that makes me think and makes me work. And, there's always a story behind the story. The thing is, people come in, they go, I want a rose tattoo. And everyone goes, rose tattoo.
Here we go. We've done like 5,000 of those.
No,
why do you want that one? Yeah.
And then you go, why do you want a rose tattoo? And they go, well, my middle name's Rose, and my mother died last week, and she always called me Rose, and that's why I want a rose. And then you're like, okay, cool, that's very awesome.
It makes sense.
That's very awesome. So how can I take that thought and put it into this tattoo and make it yours? And that inspires me. When people come and they're like, They've really done their homework and they really want this because it means so much to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to change lives.
So you know something, I get this now because I'll give you an example. My daughter, she's quite creative. So she's quite artistic. She will draw things for me. I've got a cupboard, which is like an admin cupboard.
Yeah.
As God's my witness always, and the universe, it is full, the whole side. Looks a bit shoddy, I mean, it looks a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
But to me, that is a thrill to see her artistic flair in her small way. And it's the same thing. If I can understand now why somebody would want to have a tattoo, because for them, the symbolism of how special that time is in their life, they can reflect on it.
Well, that's the thing, you know, things happen.
Yeah.
People die, people are born. There's always things.
Exciting events.
No, there's always things that are happening, you know, and it's nice to just put a pin into history and go, okay, cool, this happened then.
Yes.
And this is there to remind me of that. So every time I look at my arm, I'm like, yeah, my gran or my mom.
Right.
Or,
So the symbolism around it is not just to do with the visual imagery, it impacts on people's well-being.
well, yeah, that's the thing. Is
Do you make, hang on, here's the question. I try and make people happy by inspire them.
Yeah.
So you artistically, are you also trying to make people happy
Yeah, absolutely.
as your focus?
I think a lot of my career is making people happy. I want to make people happy all the time. I'm a people pleaser. I always have been. I like it when people are happy. It makes me feel better about myself. So yeah, a lot of my work is trying to help people and, you know, not tell them what to do, but guide them in a good direction so that they get the best product. So that they're still happy with me 5 years from now.
So from a business point of view, I'm going to summarize the business stuff I'm getting out of this, right?
Yeah.
For a business audience that would watch this. So think about it. You've got to have product. Yes or no? Just say, product. You've got to have skills.
Yes.
You've got to lift your game because it's competitive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You've got to have the right equipment.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's new technology coming out all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
And you still got to retain that absolute passion.
Well, that's it. The thing, I'll basically re-summarize it back for you.
Yeah, go for it.
The thing is, you need to keep abreast of the skills because there's new people pitching up all the time. That said, though, you got Popo sitting on an island with a sharpened stick who's doing a better job than you. That's a sad
You might have
thing.
all the latest technology in the world, and that person just got. Yeah, I get it.
That's just the reality of life. That's the world you live in. I'm constantly checking out everyone else's work so I can.
You can learn from learn from them.
Yeah. The thing is, art is taking yourself and putting it in a box, and real art is opening the box and seeing that there's a world around you.
Correct.
Looking at everyone else and seeing what they're doing and stealing little bits.
Yeah.
Until you come up with your own interesting creative product.
Yeah.
So it's a lot about looking at different art.
You know, I mean, something that I'd like to bring across as well. This is why when I first met you, I felt your energy, because if you have that authentic self-confidence, that we're mature enough to learn from everybody else. I'm mature enough to learn from all my competitors.
Yeah.
But I'm also smart enough to know that if I clone them, I'm going to be average.
Well,
But if I show the uniqueness and authenticity, I'm going to be comfortable in my own skin.
Well, that's my
That's
thing.
how you shine.
My thing is first of all, I congratulate everyone on their victories, whether it's mine or not, whether I gain anything out of it or not. If you've done well, you've done well. Whether you're a businessman or a tattoo artist or whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
If you've done something right, I will congratulate you on it.
Yeah.
But I'll also learn from it. And I will take little bits of it. Some of the greatest lessons I've learned in tattooing weren't from tattoo artists. They're from people I met that were like, have you thought about doing this? Why don't you do that?
Excellent. So the interaction and the feedback from your clients takes you to another level each time.
Well, the thing is, you have to, because, tattoo artistry is not painting. In painting, you get to sit down and you go, I'm going to draw wildebeest. And you draw wildebeest.
Yes.
And you take said wildebeest to place and you go, how much will you give me for said wildebeest? And they go, 500 rand.
Yeah.
My job, people come to me, they go, I want a dandelion. And you go, I've never drawn a dandelion.
I love it. Yeah.
So,
okay, well, let's go Google a dandelion. So I can get it. Yeah.
Then you go and you Google a dandelion, and then you see a picture of a dandelion, you go, well, that's a terrible drawing of a dandelion.
And now you've got to interpret from them.
Yeah.
In actual fact, they almost give you like a creative brief.
Yeah, well, that's
and then you are then going to apply all your skills so that the end result is customer satisfaction.
Well, my Google search history looks ridiculous. because I'm one of those people. I'm like, okay, cool. I've never drawn a dandelion. What is a dandelion? And then I'll research the stem of dandelion.
All the different elements of it.
Yeah. So
what was? There's another question just to get to the culmination. What would be like a mountaineer? Mount Everest would be the culmination of their career. Climbing Mount Everest, getting on the top, getting back down, and staying there. What was one of the most challenging tattoos you've ever had to create? Technically, artistically, something that you sat back and said, yo, that was massive.
I think for me, it's always the last tattoo I did because I always put 100% of myself into all my work.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to better myself. So
you sound Japanese, eh? The Japanese ethos is just do a bit better each time, even a little bit, because the compound of that gives you a phenomenal world-class result.
Well, that's the thing, is like, so for me, every tattoo, if anyone asks me what my best tattoo is or what was my most difficult tattoo, it was the last tattoo I did.
Okay.
That's not to say my other work's not.
Listen, my sales staff that watch this, I do a lot of sales coaching workshops. And they'll tell you, it's like my boss said, last month is last month, you got to start again. And interesting enough, even in your business, you literally got to go, hey, that was a phenomenal job, but the next client is here, and now I've got to lift my game again to give the best result.
Well, that's the thing, is like, for me, I put all myself into my work, whether I'm doing a little name or whether I'm doing a portrait of someone's face. I always try and do my best. So I don't really have a mind.
So you've got pride in what you're doing.
Well, yes, I live in Durban.
All right, so we're going to wrap up now. I'm always worried about time as far as the time that we're running into. Clinton, anything to add as a leave behind? What have you learned in this journey of being... So let me set the tone. There's a young person watching this. The parents are watching this. Has it all been worthwhile? That's my question. Being a tattoo artist with all the highs, the lows, the excitement... Has it been worthwhile?
I would say for me it has been worthwhile. I'm not saying that it is the greatest path to take. I mean, there's been a lot of pain.
It's not the easiest career path to take.
No, I've scraped my shins trying to climb the ladder. Like, I really have.
Yes.
Am I where I want to be? No. If I was, I'd probably be dead, because then I've reached my goal. There's always a new goal to reach. For me, it is worth it. I live in Durban tattoo.
You always want to level up, and that's what I appreciate with even your career path is. How do you do something the next time that much better? All right, my name is Craig Metrowich, and this is for videocelebritynews.com, and I'm going to wrap up by saying the positive, inspirational words: share the light, share the love, share the good news. Thank you.